Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. Well, here we are again. This video is low-cost meat alternatives that require minimal cooking, and a good thing to stockpile is peanuts. So actually, I have quite a bit to say on this subject. So this is a package of chicken top ramen, and I'm not using the seasoning packet. I just put them up here with my chicken bouillon, and then, you know, when the time comes and I need something, I am going to eat it. Okay, let's think about meat. There's meat derived from animals. It could be poultry, it could be salmon, it could be beef, it could be pork. Then there is man-made meat like Beyond Meat, like soy meat, you know, that is like hamburger. But the interesting thing about man-made meat is it's not necessarily cheaper at all than animal meat. It's usually made out of soy, okay? And then there is man meat. All right, it is not commonly desirable. It's like mad cow disease when the cattle were given other cattle. It's really a bad idea, but all through history there is some evidence that it has existed, and there is some prophecy that things will come to light that'll make people totally unwilling to eat meat. Okay, so also there's blood products that could generate meat, and a lot of people don't want to eat that. So those are just some bad possibilities. The one bad possibility is there's not enough meat. Think of the global food. Is there enough cattle? No. Think of a famine. We have food for animals, animals for people, or, you know, is it going to be plants for animals, or is it going to be animals for people, or is it just going to go directly plants to people? Also, a lot of people are discounting the possibility of famine. So, you know, there hasn't been, I'm sure there's people every day that are living a famine, but, you know, could a worldwide famine happen? I think it could. You know, I've been trying to grow food for about 2 years now. That hasn't been successful for whatever reason. I successfully grew food for 2 years, and then the last 2 years it's been almost impossible. Okay, so my ramen noodles are done, and so I'm just going to strain them, and let's hope I don't strain. This is kind of a small colander. I want to strain them for a minute. Okay, so another bad thing that's might happen is political turmoil. So, you know, or a grid down. All of which could, I'm not saying it will, impede the ability to get food. So we want to stockpile food. So I want to talk about, okay, so now I want to move this over, and what I'm going to make is peanut noodles. I thought, okay, I move my noodles over to one side so I can just use one pan. All right, I have homemade peanut butter. So what I am going to be doing is stockpiling a lot of peanuts, but I thought, you know, really you kind of need to stockpile peanut butter. And we're going to go, you need plenty of that. So I think I'm going to just eyeball this. So I want to melt this. I need lime juice, a little bit. I need soy sauce. To taste. I like a lot. You don't have to add that. And then, you know, I have some Dollar Tree honey. So to make this, I had everything in the house ready to go. So I'd say it needs about, let me show you what I've got so far. So peanut, butter, lime juice, soy sauce, and soy sauce, lime juice, peanut butter, and honey. That's it. Uh-oh, I'm tripping on my cereal. All right, so that's what I have. So let me stir this around. So if you guys are like me, maybe you stockpiled a lot of peanut butter. And maybe you said to yourself, now what am I supposed to do with all this peanut butter that I stockpiled? And all this top ramen that I stockpiled? I think I could use a little water. It smells good. So hard times hit. So you say to yourself, oh, let's see, I better discover some low-cost food for myself and my family. Another thing is, it's a good thing to teach your children this. You know, historically, one person's lifespan is nothing. You know, think about it. If you're older like me, you were in second grade and it's like right now I'm staring the barrel down, staring down the barrel of the bullet. You know, I could go anytime. I realize that. So you want to, this is looking good. I'm not going to taste it until it's all the way done. And then you top with peanuts. Here it is. You can eat, you know, these cheat meals every once in a while just to save money. It's right here. Okay. So, mainly I'd say you're just trying to heat your sauce a little bit. I think I need a little more water. You could make more sauce if you know, after, you could make a lot of sauce first, but then I didn't want to mess up 2 pans. I was being lazy. This is looking good. All right. I think for me, I'm going to put some pepper on mine when the time comes, because I usually have salt and pepper on everything. That will balance out the sweet. You know, the beans with salt, pepper, and sugar. Stirring it with a spatula kind of prevents burning. That would be a big enemy of this. So let me see. Let's get a plate. And then I have, they say a tablespoon is a serving size is 1 tablespoon of peanuts, but I'll just sprinkle some on. And then I will sprinkle a little pepper. If you're a purist, you might be saying, there's no pepper on peanut butter noodles. So the thing about this is there's very little, it's very cheap, and you know, there's a little protein. There you go. To be honest, I think this would be more nutritious than just regular top ramen. If you want, I guess you could leave your top ramen juice in like 1 cup. So it's kind of like a pasta dish. That is good. With just that little hint of lime. Whoops, I dropped it in my pepper. All right. This is Walmart Diet Coke, caffeine free. All right, now, I mentioned to you guys that I went to the food pantry 4 weeks, and I was basically trying to learn what's going on here. And like, if you're like me, you haven't been eating this way, but it's very cheap. Milk with oatmeal or cereal, bread and butter, no butter, bread, cheese, usually they gave us a nice little chunk of cheese, eggs sometimes, peanut butter, like the 16-ounce ones, fruit and vegetables, a lot, potatoes, sweet potatoes, those were good. I think those were grown in the community garden, carrots, beans, and lunch meat. And this will make sense in just 1 minute. There's two kinds of people. There's the kind of people who've been poor and have absolutely no idea what in the world to do. And then there's the kind of people who have never been poor and don't want to even think about this kind of stuff, which makes sense to me. Okay, so let's go over to prepare for the worst. No, that's not it. Oh. All right. Now, low-cost meat alternatives. I got sidetracked on the meat. All right, one low-cost meat alternative is peanut butter, and you get that at the food pantry. Peanut butter toast, and to make your own peanut butter, and so in your stockpile, once you open these are only going to be about good for 2 to 3 months. And then the other kind of that I made this out of was good trail mix. I'm not going to be buying this anymore. I'm going to be buying the big bags of peanuts at Smart and Final. These are $10, and I ate all the coconut out, but there's tons of peanuts. So I used to get annoyed when there's lots of peanuts and stuff, but I have since changed my mind. All right, so take your peanuts out of the shell. You don't have to remove the skin. Toast them at 250 on both sides, and then when they're warm, roll them in a towel, and then get the skins off and grind them in the blender. Okay, the Smart and Final peanuts, you don't have to add any oil, but if your peanuts, I guess it depends on the peanut, is not creamy, or maybe you want to chop some peanuts like I did on top of the peanut butter ramen, and put that in your peanut butter. Just put like 1 or 2 tablespoons of oil. Celery stuffed with peanut butter. Okay, I mentioned to you guys, so celery with peanut butter and apples are a good thing with peanut butter. So one of the ways to really start conserving money and ensuring our welfare, we're going day by day, and we're saying, I peel my celery. I don't like the strings, but you can eat them. And then I don't eat apple skins. I don't like to eat skins of anything. That is a good way to protect yourself from insecticide or wax. Even my pickles, I usually peel them. So okay, celery stuffed with peanut butter, and then granola. And so if you have granola and milk, that is a good meal. So today I ate all the peanut butter I made that I showed you guys. This is peanut butter granola. So there's nothing in this stuff. That's what makes it so cheap. That's half a batch. So if you make a whole batch, watch out, because it's going to make a lot. So then I just put it in a jar, and I just keep it in the refrigerator. And then when I want to, I eat a little bowl. You can sprinkle it on top of yogurt. A lot of people these days are eating their cereal on yogurt, but I eat mine with milk. And then if you have bananas and you have this good grain cereal and bananas, you can survive. Here it is. And then the peanuts give you a lot of nourishment. So how I did this was it's half a batch, so I put the oatmeal on the cookie sheet. Then I put the peanuts out of my good nut mix. And then I had coconut, and I put about 2/3 cup, but it's to your taste. But with this granola recipe, you can make anything. So I'll put this out here by my other peanut stuff. So it's 5 cups oatmeal, so I just use 2.5 cups oatmeal. Then I sprinkle, like over the top, I sprinkle peanuts, and then I put coconut, and I mix that up. Then all you need is, so for a half a batch, 1/2 cup butter. So I use good butter. I use 2 tablespoons. You don't need a whole half cup. 3/4 cup honey. So I put 1/4 cup peanut butter and 2 tablespoons honey because I didn't need that. Honey is more expensive. Not the one I use, because I use Dollar Tree honey. But I also have honey. I'm going to be using that up. So you heat the honey. You can do this like the peanut butter noodles. You can add more or less. And you heat the honey, the butter, and the peanut butter, and then just mix it all up. You can add more sweet if you like it that way. And you bake 300 for 30 minutes. But just keep an eye on it, and when it starts to get brown, you have to watch it because it will burn very easily with the peanut butter. You could make little yogurt parfaits with blueberries on top of them, like we used to get at McDonald's. It was vanilla yogurt with blueberries and granola. There's all kinds of things you can sprinkle it on. All right, back to it. Okay, so we have some of these ideas in our head. It's a good thing to make them every once in a while, so if the time comes when we really need to make it, we're ready to go. Or if we never need to make it, then we're never going to, but at least I don't think people realize what's going to happen if, some people, if there is a famine. I have never been in a famine, but being raised a Mormon, they came across the plains and it was pretty bad. A lot of people act like they were singing all the way across the plains, which I'm sure they did. But they're lucky they didn't starve, or a lot of them probably did die. Our family made it, fortunately. They were pretty much separatists, though, after that. They weren't too crazy about, strange people. It may be that they were run out of Nauvoo for their dairy farms, for their cattle, and for their food. They were already well versed on survival because they came from Switzerland to Canada to New York to Missouri. So I have, not all my family does this. I don't know why. I'm older, that might be it. My grandmother, I was raised around my grandmother, so I bought these good veggies at Ralph's. I'm having, I like to go to Ralph's on Saturdays. Not in the morning because that doesn't work with my schedule. This morning I had insomnia, so you know, I wasn't gonna go anyway. I have learned with the insomnia, just lay there and try to get some rest. Nothing helps. I don't want to take sleeping pills. So, okay, so now with this, I have my homemade peanut butter. If I don't eat all this, what I do with this is when I have my next meal and I have all these veggies, I make soup and crackers. And then I eat my veggies, you know. There's no way I'm going to eat all this peanut butter stuff in one meal. But if I was low on money, I would. Okay, this is cheese I made. I just boiled buttermilk, and when it started to coagulate, I turned the heat off. What this is good for, this is like good cottage cheese, actually. Okay, so this is a meat. Also, I'm looking for vegetarian stuff because a lot of these people that live well past 100 are vegetarians. I posted a good video on my X for you guys. Okay, so granola. So now where was I? Okay. Celery stuffed with peanut butter, granola, uncooked oatmeal peanut butter cookies. So we've all had those. They require no cooking and they're nutritious. 1/2 cup butter, you can make your own. 2 cups sugar, 1/2 cup milk, 4 tablespoons unsweetened cocoa powder or chocolate chips, or you don't have to add that. 1/2 cup peanut butter. You heat that and then turn off the heat, add 2 teaspoons vanilla and add 3 and 1/2 cups quick oats. So the only difference between this and the granola is your granola is not toasted. Peanut butter and banana toast, peanut butter smoothie, blend peanut butter, bananas, milk, honey, and cocoa powder, peanut butter and apple slices, peanut butter cookies, peanut brittle, and then peanut butter noodles. So you can make a lot of stuff. Or if you've always been stable in your job, like I always had at least a job, maybe 2 or 3. But in my kind of job, if the owner needs your job, you don't have a job. That happened to me. Let me turn my air on. It's getting hot. I'm trying to go without utilities. We'll get into that in a minute. All right, so this is a lot of peanut butter. If you have never tried it, this is not good. If you have to be careful with kids. You never know if your kid's the one with the peanut butter allergy. All right, think about peanut butter sauce. I want to mention something, I didn't read it. Peanut butter is enjoyed globally as a staple in many households, so like it's worldwide. And one thing that's really good about it, it's storable. So make yourself a sauce. Peanut butter, soy sauce, ginger, garlic, lime juice, water, and add a little water, and it's good for dipping vegetables in or topping for grilled chicken. Okay, peanut butter energy balls, peanut butter, oats, honey, and chocolate chips. So the peanut butter, and then just roll it in the ball. The peanut butter holds everything together. Add peanut butter to your rice crispy treats. So let me give you a shot of this. So if you're a person who has been a meat and potato person all your life, I want to talk about the double carbs. So what you can add to this is, remember I had rice and macaroni and cheese. You can add rice and sardines. These are really cheap. Or these could be two separate meals. This is the one with Louisiana hot sauce. And the way I make this is I cook the rice and I cook it down. Then I make like a sauce of coconut milk and sugar. I stir that together, I pour it on the rice, and then I put mangoes, either fresh, frozen, or canned. So that's a good solid meal. And when you start making peanut butter stuff, your peanut butter or your oatmeal goes down fast. Okay, the vegetarians, I want to mention this, they have healthy grains with yogurt and bananas. That's a good meal. Last night, late, you didn't see me, I had frosted flakes and milk. So frosted flakes, raisin bran, and shredded wheat. Those are usually pretty cheap too. I bought I usually buy the Walmart brand. Low cost meat alternatives that require minimal cooking. So a lot of people go, I want to reduce my utilities. I don't want to be baking and cooking all the time, and it's too hot anyway. Overnight oats. Mix oats, milk, fruit, and nuts, and sweetener. You mix it up, and then you leave it in the refrigerator all night, and then you can eat it. A lot of people who go to the gym, they mix theirs up so they can drink it. They put more milk in it. Okay, salads, fresh vegetables with canned beans, tuna, boiled eggs, and then the vegetarians, the long-lived vegetarians, have salads with all kinds of veggies and cottage cheese and nuts. So we're gonna live longer, and we're going to save money. And if meat, it starts getting expensive and it's unaffordable, then we already know some of this stuff. It has been prophesied in some religions that it's going to become so disagreeable, no one's going to want it. All right, sandwiches and wraps. Peanut butter and bananas, or peanut butter or bananas and hummus, sandwiches, veggies, deli meat, and cheese. So that goes back to the food pantry list of beans and lunch meat. So you start shopping this way, and you learn what the world you can do with this stuff. You know, when I went to the food pantry, I don't know what the people, they didn't look like they had been in this country long. There were some people with a big family from Russia. There was a lot of Mideastern people. And the girls, it was obvious the girls were not raised in America, so I think some of them are vegetarians. Okay, rice and beans. So rice and beans, so the beans are canned, the rice is cooked, add spices and canned tomatoes. Pasta salads, cooked pasta mixed with vegetables, chicken, and beans. And then you can put Italian sauce, Italian dressing, or you can put ranch dressing. Okay, stir fry frozen vegetables, protein like tofu or chicken, add soy sauce, and then put it on top of rice. To my stir fry, I add salt, pepper, and sugar. Quesadillas, baked potatoes, you can put like twice baked potatoes. I made these this week with, I said it was broccoli. It wasn't, it was cauliflowers. You can put beans and cheese, vegetables and cheese. I like taco meat and cheese on top of baked potatoes, but it's also really good on top of French fries. Eggs, like a Denver omelet, egg salad sandwich, or a breakfast sandwich. That's cheap too. soup and crackers with peanut butter and cheese on the crackers. Bread or rice with sugar and milk, that's cheap. Large French fries with ketchup, and then the pasta and noodles. Macaroni and cheese, you know, I did those. I try to branch out. I usually eat one meal that's like meat, potatoes, and veggies. So this would be a good meal if you're a meat eater. This would be a good meal for like lunch or for your other 2 meals. Today I'm having this. This I got it. See, this is marked down. So I got the good hamburgers at Ralph's for $5.10. I don't know. That's a good deal, $1. I try to eat 1/4 pound meat, and I like to eat my meat with potatoes and some kind of vegetable. It can be canned. All right, now I want to talk about what I'm trying to do to save money is moving away from cars. Just getting out of the always driving around in the cars. Like every day I go to the gym, so or I might drive down and get a soda pop or something like that. But other than that, I'm trying to stay pretty close to home. For another thing, they're saying there might be another pandemic, so I'm trying to be careful. So if I go to the gym, I try to go when it's unlikely to be busy. Move away from use of utilities. As much as I can, I try to avoid using my utilities, not misery making, and avoiding frivolous spending. So I might be saying to myself, do I need this? And don't quit stockpiling, because we're preparing for a famine. Okay, now I want to talk to you about something that has occurred to me. In the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve were told, do not eat the tree of the fruit of a certain tree, which was the knowledge of good and evil. So they were told not to do that. So Eve decided to do it, and then she talked Adam into doing it, and it caused all kinds of grief. So for one thing, they were cast out of the garden, which was like a heavenly place. Okay, now think about the knowledge of good and evil. Does that say doing evil? It says the knowledge of evil. So just having the knowledge of unsavory things, of bad things, is not good for us. We want to keep that, because just knowing about it, it's like, let's say if you have a little contamination in your drinking water. Okay, so there's doing bad, and it's knowing, but also just knowing of this. So I noticed, and I couldn't figure out why this bothered me. There was these ministries that were delving into bad things, you know, like bad religions and stuff like that, supposedly warning people. And like this, there's a lot of things, like it'll go into details about horrific things that happen, like crimes, like all of that. Well, just the knowledge. Okay, so you have this knowledge, and the bad thing about it is some people become lovers of darkness. So not only do they know it, not only do they do it, they're loving it. And so I was doing something, it's on my Instagram, and this is what brought this up. So suddenly this, I told the AI to create something, and there was this thing, and I go, oh, the virtual world. And so I was going to describe this, and I put the virtual world, and my impulse was to put, you are the creator. So that is like one of the worst things you can possibly say. You're giving yourself credit as a creator of a world. That's not good. And so you can get lofty with it's all BS. The AI is doing it all. But Okay, so you have to be careful with the virtual world. Society to rewrite laws and wrong things historically seem right. So in the end of times, people will not be able to discern right from wrong. So if you have ever tried to like discuss things with someone who's like way off of the track, it's okay, it's not easy. Okay, so then there's this thing, the curse cannot cling causeless. So some of these things like, okay, Adam and Eve, did the knowledge of good and evil cause anything? Yes, they lots of bad things. Another thing is the occult. The occult is hidden knowledge. What is this? What is this hidden knowledge? Is it sweetness and light? No. So delving into some of this metaphysical stuff, virtual worlds. So you want to say to yourself, is this knowledge good, or is this knowledge not so good? And so it was just like Eve. Eve goes, it's good. Let's do it. Let's eat it. Or when you take it into yourself, it is kind of like eating it. So anyway, that is something to think about. I'm not saying, I've been watching these videos about the like prophecy videos and stuff, and I'm watching it and I'm saying to myself, I don't agree with anything you're saying. I don't think it's that way. So you might be watching this going, I don't agree with anything you're saying. That's the dumbest thing ever. That is okay, because I'm going to come up with something else dumb tomorrow. Okay, I want to talk about real quick the end of the age. The end of the age for some of us isn't going to last long. So we want to make sure that every day is as good as it possibly can be. What I have learned is that today is created by what you do yesterday. What you do yesterday. Yeah, some people are hapless victims, but you don't want to put yourself in any dangerous situation. Like if there was a food shortage coming and you didn't have food, it would be really bad. But if there was no food storage coming, you could just eat your food up. Peanut butter and jelly can be pretty good too. So like for you just need a little meal, so you would have a sandwich, a piece of fruit, and some milk. That's what we used to eat. Okay, you guys, I will see you tomorrow. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And God bless you all. Bye, you guys. Don't quit stacking.